What's good, everybody? It's your boy Hoodie Q-Tip, and we're back with another video. We are cranking them out tonight. And this video, we're going to be talking about Satou Sabally and how she is the key for the Phoenix Mercury potentially winning a WNBA championship. The Phoenix Mercury are currently fourth in the standings. They have really held firm for the most part of this WNBA season and just been pretty consistent. They haven't been too low. They haven't been too high. I think the highest they've been in the standings is two, I want to say. Um, and they're only a game behind New York for the second spot. They're tied with Atlanta, and then they are 2.5 games ahead of Indiana. So they have a really good chance of, at the very least, hosting a first round matchup. Um, they still have a chance to get higher and potentially host a second round matchup if they are to make it that far. So they are currently on a 3 game winning streak. They're 5-5 in their last 10. So it hasn't been a phenomenal stretch for them, but I think Satu getting back and getting healthier after the All Star break, or after getting hurt right before the All Star break, missing the All Star game, missing a few games after the All Star break. I think they've started to hit their stride. Alyssa Thomas has been playing like she's having another MVP type of season. She's averaging 9.2 assists, 8.7 rebounds, and 16 points. I think it's been funny to see just because the Mercury have had kind of like two different seasons in one. Um, Satu and Alyssa Thomas have both played 25 games each. And then Kalia Copper has only played 14. So there was a stretch where Ka didn't start the season, or sorry, Ka was injured to start the season, so she didn't play at the beginning. Satu and Alyssa Thomas started out the season, then Alyssa Thomas missed some games. So it was just Satu, and they played pretty well. And then Satu got hurt after the all or right before the All Star break, so it was just Alyssa Thomas for a little bit, and they still did okay. And now we're seeing them as a full team. They brought in DeWanna Bonner. For me, if this team is to be able to compete with the Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty, um, Satou Sabally is the player that puts them in that category, in that echelon of teams. I said the same thing with Gabby Williams in the Seattle Storm in the previous video, and I feel the exact same way about Satou Sabally and this Phoenix Mercury team. We've seen Alyssa Thomas led teams get very close to winning championships, and I think when you look at this team in its totality, and you think about a healthy Kalia Copper in the playoffs, um, we've seen what she did with the Chicago Sky and when they won a championship with Candace Parker, Courtney Vandersloot, Allie Quigley, Stephanie Dolson, Azare Stevens, Ka, obviously. We've seen what that team looked like, and we've seen what she was able to do in that kind of setting. We've seen Alyssa Thomas, what she's been able to do to a certain extent in the playoffs, more so up until like the last few minutes. Obviously, she's not one of those players that you're gonna give the ball and be like, okay, we need you to go score in the last couple of minutes. That's kind of what you have Ka for, but you also have a player in Satou Sabally who, when healthy, is one of the absolute best players in the league. She's averaging 17 points a game right now. To start the season, she averaged, sorry, in May, she averaged 20 points a game, 41% shooting, um, 8 rebounds, 2.5 assists. In June, she averaged 18 points a game, 38% shooting, 33 from the 3 point line, 8 rebounds again. And then July was when she went through the injury and then came back and wasn't fully herself. She averaged 12 points a game on 33% shooting, well, 34% shooting if you round up, um, and 3 rebounds, which was super low. But she was also wasn't playing when she was playing through a good stretch of May and June. There was no Alyssa Thomas, there was no Ka, and she was playing a lot of 4 or 5 minutes. So she really needed to go rebound. Um, and then through 3 games of August, she's averaging 15 points on 54% shooting and has 5 rebounds a game. For me, Satu, obviously, you need her to be efficient. You need her to be healthy. But there's just so much talent there that it just feels like she doesn't always get the most out of what she's capable of doing. And I think sometimes it's just the team that she's on or the teams that she's on, the players, like the personnel around her. Um, I think like we saw what she's capable of doing when Alyssa Thomas was down, when she wasn't able to play, and when Kyle was out. Of her being able to, dish the ball out to other players and get them good looks and things like that. And that's not to say she can't do it with Alyssa Thomas on the court or she's better if Alyssa Thomas isn't playing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just in my head, there's just a lot, or from what I've seen, there's just a lot that Satu is able to do on the court, and I feel like there are stretches where let's see, what's the right word I want to? I don't want to say complacent because I don't think she's a complacent player. I just feel like maybe she's too comfortable, where she just feels like, all right, I'll just shoot this three instead of getting to the rim and creating for herself or creating for others. And I think she just has she's so talented that even when she's not playing like phenomenal, efficient basketball, she's still one of the top 6 or 7 players in the WNBA when healthy. In their wins, she averages 19 points on 42% shooting, 35% from three, 79% from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.5 steals a game. She's plus 12. Um, and then in losses, she's averaging 14 on 34% from the field, 19% from three, 85% from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and she's a -4. So I think there just needs to be, I think one, she just needs to be healthy so that she's on the court as much as possible. And two, she's the leading scorer of the team, so you need her to be efficient. And I think the more Alyssa Thomas is just forcing the issue offensively, it just opens the door even more for Satu. And I think there are ways that all three of them, when I say all three of them, I mean Satu, Alyssa Thomas, and Ka, can just play together so well that it makes you it makes it hard to guard all of them together. And then you have a Dewana Bonner who's also a very experienced player who can shoot the three ball really well, can shoot from damn near the logo. Like you got Sammy Wickham who can shoot at a high level as well. So you're putting these players around shooters, and it just opens the door for all of them to be able to make the most of what they're capable of doing with the ball in their hands. Um, Ka is shooting 44% from three this year. DeWanna Bonner shooting 34% from three. Sammy Wickham shooting 34% from three. Mo Makani is shooting 42% from three. Um, and the Mercury are a team that want to shoot a lot of threes. Outside of Alyssa Thomas, they're all capable of shooting threes and making threes. So, um, Satu is the key, both defensively and offensively, if she is able to stay on the court. Because not only does she get injured, or is she, there's a chance of her getting injured and not being able to play on the court. There's a lot of times she's in foul trouble. So for her, it's you if she's on the court, the Mercury have a great chance of beating any team in the league. If she's not, their chances dwindle like drastically. So I just want to see Satou Sabally healthy in the playoffs and just playing at a high level. And if she's doing that, she gives the Mercury a fantastic chance, phenomenal chance of winning a championship. I don't think there's a lot of players that can really slow her down if she's playing at her best or if she's playing at a confident level. Like Satu's skill level is like otherworldly when you really think about it. Like she's able to put the ball on the floor, get to the rim. She can get an and one. She can finish through contact. She can shoot the mid range jumper. She can shoot off a pull up. She can shoot the three. She can push the ball in transition. She can get a rebound and go. Like everything that you would want from your star player to be able to do, or your number one option to be able to do, Satou Sabally can do. She can shoot the free throw, or she can shoot well from the free throw line. Like every single thing that you ask her to do, she can do. She just has to be on the court to be able to do it. And as long as she's on the court, I feel like there's no reason that they can't be um in a 5 game series against one of these top teams, or one of the other top teams. But I will say it has to be consistent, and she has to do it night in, night out. It can't be, okay, I'm doing it one night and then the next night you don't really know what you're gonna get. Similar to Sabrina a couple years ago, where she struggled in the playoffs, struggled in the finals, and then she came back last year, was much better, and then ended up winning a championship. This is the same kind of situation for Satu, where this is her first chance to really compete for a championship. Ka and Alyssa Thomas have been there. Ka has won. DeWanna Bonner has won. Alyssa Thomas has been super, super close, damn near every year since 2019. Um, so Satu has to realize the opportunity that's in front of her, and the Mercury as a whole have to recognize the opportunity that's in front of them, and they have to empower her every single night that they step out on the court, because Alyssa Thomas is going to be Alyssa Thomas every single night. That's just the kind of player that she is. Kalia Copper, if she's healthy, is going to be Kalia Copper. That's just the kind of player she is. With Satu, you have to empower her a little bit. I feel like you have to, breed her with confidence and just make sure that she knows that you believe in her abilities and in her talent. And if you do that, you're in a great position to try to win a championship. If you agree, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you feel like the Mercury aren't in that conversation, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and you know where to find me for more. Thank you guys for listening.